love Jesus, you should say, Lord, I want everything that's impure. Every thought. King David said, Lord, I want the meditation of my heart. And I want the words of my mouth to be acceptable and well-pleasing in thy sight. Is there anything wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. Every believer should want that.
Amen.
And you do. When you get born again, you want that instinctively. Even as a babe in Christ, you want that. You want to be pure. You want to be holy. What happens, though? Deception comes in, and you get doctrinally confused. You're freezing up. All at once, you're not sure. I don't know. Well, that says this and that says that. You've been infected. You've been infected. Get rid of it. Get the security system. Open the book. It's full of truth. Truth exposes lies. How many, just looking at these scriptures, say, you know what? From what I've heard you say so far and read out of this book, I think a Christian is supposed to live in holiness. How many would you think, after listening to these scriptures, would think that?
Amen.
I've only hit the tip of the iceberg. Read that new covenant they're talking about gives you a license to sin. It does not give you a license to sin. Every one of those epistles are telling Christians how to live their life in a godly way. To live pure and godly in this present world. To keep oneself. What does the Bible say in James? What is pure and undefiled religion? To take care of widows in their distress. To take care of orphans. And what's the third thing? To keep oneself unspotted from the world.
Amen.
That's in James. Amen?
Yes, sir.
Go with me to Titus 3:3. This is for you if you think you've never been deceived. I had been deceived, church. Before. You know how I got deceived? Didn't have a security on me. Titus 3:3. For we ourselves were also once foolish. Everybody say, I was once foolish. Disobedient. Deceived. Serving various lusts and pleasures. Living in malice and envy. Hateful and hating one another. This is where we all once were. Everybody say, that's how we used to be.
That's how we used to be.
We're not like that anymore. Now go to Matthew 24:24. For false Christ and false prophets will rise and show great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. I've heard people say the elect is all Christians. You better look that word up and study. Better look that word up and study. I'm going to leave it there. If you want to think that just because you look it up and study. I want you to understand something. It says false Christ, false anointed ones, and false prophets. Now this was written before the cross, and I want you to know something under the Old Testament. How many know that what we call offices are really called gifts? There's 5 gifts given. We're going to look at that in a little bit. 5 gifts given. How many of you know that only one of those gifts existed in the Old Covenant? What was that gift? Prophet. All 4 of the other gifts are New Covenant. The prophet was the only thing. So when it says false prophets, I want you to understand something. Jesus was speaking under the Old Covenant. How many of you know that the Bible, when you get into the New Covenant, the Bible talks about false apostles? Does it not? False teachers. I want you to understand something. There can be false pastors, and there can be false evangelists. Lots of things can make you false. Number 1 is stepping into a place, into a gift that you're not called to be in. How many's ever heard of, what was the guy? I always forget his name. Great prophet in the 1960s. Yeah, some of y'all help me out. William Branham. How many of you ever heard of the guy named William Branham?
Yes.
I encourage you, get on YouTube and look at some of William Branham's. The man was amazing. An amazing prophet. When he would call people out of the, people didn't get called out, they took numbers and they went up. He wouldn't let them tell them what their sickness was. He would tell them what their sickness was. He would call their name. This is back before they had little bugs in their ears to do this with. He would call their name. He would describe a scene in their house. He could tell them their address. He could tell them what the disease was that they had. and he wouldn't even lay hands on them. They would get healed. He just said, now, if you believe God told me that, will you receive your healing? Tremendous miracles happen. How many of you know, though, that's not, the story didn't end good for William Branham. William Branham missed it. There's some tremendous heresy, especially if you're a woman. You would not believe some stuff William Branham taught about women. How did he miss it? The office of the teacher, or the gift of the teacher, was coming back in the 1960s. How many of you know up to 1940s, 1950s, you had two offices in the church? You had evangelist and pastor. That was it. 40s and 50s, you were a pastor, you were an evangelist. They didn't even think about an apostle, a prophet, or a teacher. But the teacher was coming back. God was establishing the gift of the teacher in the body of Christ. Branham, being a prophet, saw that. And he wanted to teach. All of us want to be current with what the Holy Spirit's doing. The problem was God didn't gift him to teach. He was a prophet. He stepped over into the office, began to call himself a teacher, and began to try to teach. Just about everything he taught is a heresy today. There are still people that gather at his tomb on Easter every single year, expecting that man to rise from the dead. They believe he was Elijah. He taught he was the prophet Elijah. They expect him to be resurrected from the dead. Now that don't stop all the great miracles that he done, but I'm telling you, he was a false teacher. Why? Because he stepped out of the true gift that he was called into, and he stepped into a gift he didn't belong in. Everybody keeps telling me I need to teach Metron again. I probably do. Let me tell you something. You need to stay in your calling. Let me tell you something. I cannot do what Apostle Charles does, because I haven't been gifted with that office. I can't do what Prophet Wade does, because I have not been gifted. Matter of fact, if I go try to do what either one of those guys do in their gifts, I'll make a mess and I'll confuse people. I can't do what an evangelist does. But bless God, let me tell you something. You need to get it in you as deep as you can get it. You cannot do what I do as a pastor. You may love people. You may have a shepherd's heart. But you have not been gifted with this gift. You want to tell you how people get misled in church? And I'm going to say this, and this may offend you. But I'm going to tell you. A pastor is two things. He is a feeder, and he is a killer of wolves.
Amen.
That's his two jobs. He feeds and he kills wolves. Okay? That's what a pastor does. And a pastor carries sheep. See, now, let me say this. I'm only your pastor if you let me be your pastor. The Bible says if you receive a prophet, the name of a prophet, you'll receive a prophet's reward. If you receive me as your pastor, you get a reward. You can get me as a gift to you, and I can help you. But if I'm just a guy up here preaching, I can't help you. You haven't received me as a pastor. But see, when you receive me as your pastor, and you understand how this thing works, then I can feed you. And see, as a pastor, when somebody recognizes me as a pastor, I know what food they need. So you can't take a baby and hand him a T-bone steak. See, what happens is I've seen it, and been doing this now for about 16 years in here and a lot longer elsewhere. But I've seen people, somebody will come in, they're babes in Christ, and I'll see people grab them and they start trying to feed them with what they're eating. And they take them in places they can't be. So you start trying to teach a 2-year-old how to drive a car, you messing up. He's not ready for it. A pastor instinctively knows that. Other gifts don't know that. That'd be just like me. If Wade's operating under his gift as a prophet, guess what? He's out healing around. I don't understand. Because I can't understand it because it hasn't been given to me. I'm not that gift. Understand, though, there's something about pastors, everybody thinks they can do it. Brother Andy, I think was one told me, did you tell me I need to teach on Metron, brother? You can't do an elder's job. You cannot do the elder's job. You have not been gifted as an elder. These men are not voted on like they do in some churches. They were appointed divinely by God, and they have an elder anointing. And guess what? You can't do what they do. You may think you can. You know what an elder does? Primarily, in our church they take care of the business end of it, but they also have a very spiritual end. It's called oversight of the soul.
Amen.
And band, we need elders to come into the fullness of that glory, and they're
Yes,
coming.
sir.
What's an elder do? He recognizes when your soul is getting messed up. He's going to recognize when you got hold of some food that you shouldn't have been eating, and you got yourself confused. You're trying to digest something. Your digestive system hadn't even developed enough to eat yet. It's going to cause you to get into deception. How many of you have seen baby Christians come into the church and everybody starts yanking them and taking them here, taking them there, taking them here, and then all at once they don't know what did it. They're confused. Leave them alone. If you're going to take them somewhere, come to the feeder of the house and say, brother, I think I'm going to take them here. Do you think they're ready for that? Because I will know if they are, if they let me be their shepherd. And if I tell you, no, they're not ready, then have the wisdom to recognize my gift and let them receive that gift.
Amen.
When they're ready for the prophet gift, guess what? The feeder will give them the prophet. We have an apostle that comes in here on a regular basis that I think everybody in this house recognizes that man as an apostle. He's my spiritual father. Prophet Wade is a prophet. He is a prophet of God. And and like Brother Charles, I want to make more room for the gift of the prophet. We have elders in this house. We've had in the past glorious teachers, and we need that teaching gift reestablished in the house. I'm going to tell you the one thing we're missing, if you want to pray for anything in this house, the one thing we're missing is the gift of an evangelist. We need the gift of an evangelist.
Amen.
We really do. We need somebody in that gift, truly ordained gifting of an evangelist. I see pastors that leave their churches and go on the field and say, well, I'm going to evangelize now. No, you won't. You might have an evangelistic meeting, but did God gift you to make you an evangelist? One of the reasons I haven't had evangelism, I want God to knock me in the head and say, this is a God-called, ordained, appointed evangelist, and I want you to bring him to your church. That's all. We need an evangelist to come to this church right now. But I'm really waiting to hear the voice of God, just like God spoke to me about 10 years ago. I'm waiting. God knows I'm waiting. Amen. Did I mess up? Did I make anybody mad? I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. If we're going to recognize these gifts, we got to speak up and make sure these gifts are allowed to operate. But don't step over trying to do those gifts' job. You'll mess up. You'll mess people up. Let people do what they're gifted to do. And we won't have this deception. So I said all that to say this. When it's talking about false prophets, please remember, we're talking about all the gifts can be false. Some of them are false because they work for the other side. Not just confused, they work for the devil. I hate to tell you that, it's true. Matthew 24:11 says, then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. I heard John Bevere say that word, many translates majority. That should scare you. That should scare you. It's supposed to. Not just false prophets, false teachers. Now go read Ephesians 4, I probably got ahead of myself. You live in a wonderful time. We live in a wonderful time. The body of Christ has all 5 of the gifts function, at least beginning to function again in the body of Christ. If you had been born in the 40s and 50s, you wouldn't have lived to this day. The body of Christ can be mature. Ephesians chapter 4, starting verse 11. And he himself, who's himself? Who's himself? Jesus. Gave some to be apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, some pastors, and teachers for the equipping of the saints for the work of the ministry. We usually stop right there. One of the jobs, and it takes all 5 of these gifts to equip the saints for the work of the ministry. Pastor can't do it. Prophet can't do it. It takes apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, all 5 of those gifts to equip the church for the work of the ministry. It says for the edifying, the building up of the body of Christ, till we all come to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God. See, the church doesn't even have the same knowledge of the Son of God. That's what the Lord told us a while ago in the song. The Lord saying, you know me as a lamb, but I'm about to come to you as a lion. Don't reject me. What's Jesus doing? Jesus is preparing our hearts so that when He comes in a manner we're not used to, we don't reject Him. Most churches, let me say it's not most churches, I should have said. In some churches, I could have stood up and preached this message, and people would have got up and walked out. in some churches, in Alabama, supposed to be a Bible belt, they would have got up and walked out. They couldn't have taken it. They would have said, I was preaching law, that I'm mean, I love you, and I don't love people. They couldn't have taken, they would have walked out the door because of deception. I promise you. So we have to come to the unity of the faith. We have to come into the same knowledge of the Son of God as a body, the whole body. To a perfect man, we know that word means what? Mature. To the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. Now listen to this. This is the other reason for the fivefold gifts. That we should no longer be children. The word, look it up, nepios, infants. The word is nepios, infants. Tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the trickery of men in the cunning craftiness of deceitful plotting. You have to understand, beloved, can I just tell you the truth? There are people that are in this ministry for no other reason than money. There are people that exist in ministry. There's not a lot of them, but there's some of them out there. Their only reason is to get money out of people's pocket and put it in their pocket. That's their thing. You can't ignore Scripture. They're deceitful. They use cunning craftiness to deceive people. The fivefold gifts, some of those people are in the fivefold gifts or claim to be in the fivefold gifts doing this. Okay? But the fivefold gifting is to bring you to a place of maturity where you're not blown off course every time somebody comes up with a new doctrine. And man, there's a new doctrine every time you turn around. A new revelation. A new thing going on, right? When it gets to the place where it's all about money, is it dead? Okay. When it gets to the place where it becomes all about money, look, it takes money to run the ministry. I understand that. We as a church understand, you know what, we're dependent upon God's people being obedient to their tithes and offerings. We are. When people are not, guess what? The ministry suffers. But you know, we don't create gimmicks here to get your money. But you watch, there's a lot of gimmicks just to get money. Just to take advantage of people. The whole purpose of the fivefold gifting is so you're not deceived.
Amen.
So you're not taken advantage of. Let it. If you're truly in the gift, that stuff makes you angry. And it should make you angry. Especially when you see God's people being so dull.
Amen.
Ephesians 5:5-7. I'm almost, I got two more scriptures after this. For this you know, everybody say, I know.
I know.
Because the Holy Spirit just said, this you know. You already know this. But we're going to read it again. For this you know, that no fornicator, unclean person, nor uncovetous man who is an idolater has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and God. Let's stop right there before I read verse 6. How many of you were taught by Brother Hagin that you always need two witnesses? Didn't we hear this scripture a while back? Haven't we already heard this scripture? Now we're hearing it again for the second time. Go through here, you'll find he said it 3 times, even more. Why? He wants you to understand this principle. He don't want you to be deceived. Why does he say it? Because guess what? There are people telling you that you can go to heaven and do these things. No, you can't.
Amen.
Verse 6, let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of these things the wrath of God comes upon the sons of disobedience. Therefore, do not be partakers with them. In other words, you do not participate in that lifestyle. You don't be those who say, you know what, you can live any kind of way now that you're born again. Don't be deceived. Don't be caught in that trap. Y'all still there? Amen. Go with me to 1 John chapter 1. This is the message which we have heard from him and declare to you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. If we say that we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie and do not practice the truth. But if we walk in the light, as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, You know how you can tell if you're falling out, if you're getting out of the light, getting out of the revelation of the love of God? You lose fellowship with each other. And the blood of Jesus Christ, His Son, cleanses us from all sin. Now look at verse 8. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves. If you get to the point in your Christian walk where you cleaned up a few things, like I said years ago, I quit smoking, drinking, and cussing, and I thought, my God, why am I not over water by now? Because I thought that was the only sin there was, drinking, smoking, and cussing. I wasn't doing any of that, so I thought, man, I never lied. Was I wrong? I was deceived. I didn't think I had any sin left in me. I mean, man, I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't cuss. My goodness. I mean, how much holier can you get than that? That's what I thought. Then God began to, then I made the mistake of reading the Psalms, and I prayed that nutty prayer that King David prayed. Oh Lord, search my heart and see if there be any wicked thing in me. And for 25 years, He's been searching my heart and finding wicked things in my heart. I don't know about you, but there's wicked stuff down there. When I ask Him to search, He finds. Have you noticed that? When I ask Him to search, He finds it. It's there. So we don't ever get to the place where we should be saying, you know what, I don't have any sin. When you get to the place you don't think you have any sin, you're deceived.
Amen.
Now, I'm not telling you to live in sin. We're not making an excuse for your sin. We should be overcoming sin every time God puts His finger on it. We should be in a love relationship with Him where we deal with that and we get out of the way. Now, some of them are hard and take longer. I know that. I live this way too. Some of them are hard. But you should be moving toward maturity, getting rid of this stuff. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sin, He is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we say that we have not sinned, we make Him a liar, and His word is not in us. Last scripture, 2 John verse 7. 2 John verse 7. It says, for many deceivers have gone out into the world who do not confess Jesus Christ as coming in the flesh. This is a deceiver and antichrist. Now, a lot of you think you know what this scripture means, and I'm going to give you what you think it means first. And it does mean this. A lot of people will point to false cults and stuff like that, and there are false religions that teach Jesus did not come in the flesh, that He was actually just in His spirit. Therefore, He was not tempted to sin. The Bible says He was tempted in all ways, like as you and I were tempted, yet without sin. There are religions that teach He did not come in the flesh. But you know what the Antichrist is? They say He didn't come in this flesh. See, the whole thing of the new birth is God comes and dwells in us. The Anointed One is in us. See, the church, you find it, you can place the church, well, the first thing, what's the Bible say you're supposed to do? Come on, the Bible says, the works that He did, shall you do also, and greater works than these shall you do, because I go unto the Father. In other words, Jesus said you're supposed to be like me. What's the church tell you? Ain't nobody be like Jesus. Ain't but one Jesus. And the one Jesus lives in me to make me just like Him. Jesus has come in the flesh, and the Antichrist will always try to deny that. No, he can save you from heaven. He can forgive your sins. He cannot make you like unto himself. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Let's wait on the Holy Spirit a minute. Prophet, if you have something, I want you to come forth with it. If anybody else, there's gifts in the house. And right now, I just feel led. We were going to take up the offering. We may have an altar call this morning, but I really want to hear from the gifts in the house this morning. If you're here and God has stirred something, I prayed this morning. I said, Lord, let every gift in the house function. Now, I want to get what we call, I'm going to say offices first. So, Prophet, do you have anything?
I heard something earlier. I heard something earlier.